having burgers for dinner tonight, so I'm gonna make burgers from scratch, burger buns, and I'm gonna make the burgers from scratch later, and we'll put it all together at the end of the video for you to see. Now, the recipe that I'm gonna make calls for 6 buns, and we're a family of 5, so I'm gonna double that recipe. So I've pre-measured a few ingredients, but what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna bring my big bowl out, okay, which is hard to see underneath the scale. I'm gonna put, so a single recipe calls for 240 grams of milk. I doubled it, so 480 grams of milk here. Now it is cool. I forgot to warm it up. I probably should have done that. I'm gonna do that. So I warmed it up. It took a minute, and it's just lukewarm because it's a big amount. So I'm gonna make sure it's even on my scale. Zero it out. I'm gonna put my warm milk in here. Okay. Come on, scale. To this, we're gonna add 200 grams of starter, because remember, we're doubling the recipe. Normally, this would call for 100 grams of active starter. Ready to be burger buns, Esther? I'm doing 200, yeah. That shouldn't be too much. 114. Come on, girl. $46. $70. Girl. $87. $222. It's extra, but I don't care. We're gonna leave it at that. We're going to leave it at that. Look at all the webbing. She's pretty. Pretty girl, Esther. You're doing well. You're turning into a fine young lady. Okay, so we are going to add to this 2 eggs. Recipe for 1 is 1 egg. And we are gonna mix this all together until we're fully incorporated, and I'll get back to you when that happens. Room temperature eggs probably would have been better because it made that warm milk cold again. So I've been working just for a minute here trying to dissolve the starter and get that all off. Okay. Now we're gonna add our bread flour. It calls for 350 grams. This is 700 because, again, I'm doubling the recipe. We're gonna mix this all up until we get shaggy dough. All right, we're all shaggy now. The next part calls for a teaspoon of salt, which I'm gonna say is like maybe 10 grams. But I'm using salted butter, so I'm only gonna put, instead of doubling that, I'm just gonna put the 1 in. So I'm gonna do 10 grams of salt, we'll see. It says just sprinkle it on top. Okay. Then it calls for 2 tablespoons of soft butter, or it would be 4 in this case today. So I'll put some globs of butter in here. This is sticky dough already, so this should be interesting. Now it says that we need to cover and let this rest for a half an hour before we mix this in. So that's what we're gonna do, see you in 30. So it's been a half an hour. This is what it's looking like. Now we're gonna do stretch and folds until it's fully combined. Oh, this feels weird with the butter. But the dough's coming together really nicely. I know this bowl is hard to see. Keep doing these stretch and folds until it is a nice cohesive ball. There's still butter everywhere. Ugh. I'm just gonna, this is yucky on my hands. I don't like this feeling. Okay, I'm gonna tuck her under. That's what it looks like. Now we let it sit till it doubles in size. So usually, again, 2 to 3 hours in my oven, we will see. And then we'll come back for shaping. It's been about 2 hours here with our dinner rolls, and they are proofed and ready to go, coming away from the side, if you can see it there. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna shape it into, each batch makes 6. So it's gonna be 12 pieces that we shape her into. And then it calls for like an oiled surface. This is super sticky dough. So I'm just gonna put like a little bit of olive oil on my countertop. I guess it's weird, but okay. Lightly oiled space. Okay, we got her oiled up. It looks like the dough is gonna just come right out. All except for one glob. That's pretty good. Just gonna go ahead and not put the crusties in there. Okay. I've got a baking tray here lined with parchment paper that I'm gonna put the balls onto as I shape them. Holy, this is insanely sticky dough. I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't think I'm gonna make these even, but we're gonna go for it. Okay, there's one. Oh, definitely not gonna be even. Okay, I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Because this piece was bigger, I'm going to take a little bit from this and add it to here and go 1, 2, 3, and 4. It still ended up being a little shit. Okay, that's fine. Everything's fine. I'm going to take from this. This is super, super sticky dough, y'all. And then it says just to like move them into like a ball. Hold on. So like a ball, like this. And we're gonna put it on the parchment paper here. To another ball. I'll get you when I'm all balled up. This is what they look like. Now they were even prettier, and I had it up on a thing and it started to slide down and I caught it like a ninja. But this is what they look like. They are super sticky, but I believe we're baking them on this same parchment paper. So there are some that are smaller, some that are bigger. You just want to kind of pat them a little bit, get that into that bun shape. All right. That's what they're looking like. We're gonna let them sit, and we're gonna cover them. I'm gonna cover them with saran wrap because this is not gonna sit. And we're gonna let them sit for another 40 minutes or so before we baste them with some egg, sprinkle them with some sesame seeds, and bake them. So it's been about an hour. I got kind of busy. That's okay. Here they are. Looking like this. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do an egg wash. I've got one egg. I'm assuming that's gonna be enough. And we're just gonna do a little bit of an egg wash on top of these buns. And then we're gonna put, oh, I made a mess. Then we're gonna put some sesame seeds on them. Egg wash is all done here. And definitely one egg was more than enough. And I did a double batch. Looking like this. Then I'm gonna take some sesame seeds and we're just gonna kind of sprinkle them on top. Like so. So the sesame seeds are all on. We're looking like this. And the oven is preheated to 350. We're going to bake these for 20 to 25 minutes until they're golden brown, and I will see you when that happens. Guys, they look so good. This is the 20-minute mark, and you're supposed to wait till they're like golden brown, and they're not yet. So I'm gonna keep them in a bit longer and see. They've come out of the oven. I did like 25, 26 minutes. Here's what they look like. Oh yeah. Now I wanted them to get a little bit more brown, but as we know, my oven's been a little wonky. There's the bottom. I didn't want to cook them any further. They do still feel heavy, but cooked at the same time. Regardless, I like a toasted bun with my burgers. So if, when we do cut into them, and we'll cut to that after this, I do feel like they need a little longer, we're just going to toast them after being cut on the barbecue and problem solved. But other than that, I think they're going to be fine, honestly, but we're going to find out in a couple hours when we have dinner. Time to make the homemade burgers now. So what I've got going on in here, and now you can do whatever mixture you want and make sure you judge for how many people you're making it for. But like I said, we have a family of 5. So I've got about a pound of hamburger in here. Same with pork, and then this is venison here. So we've got one of each going on. Now we're gonna start adding ingredients. I eyeball everything. So I'm sorry, I don't have measurements. First thing, no matter what, a good old pack of onion soup mix. Okay, this shit is a game changer. Sprinkle that in there. Okay, that's done. You can add more if you like. It can get a little salty because it's not diluted down with the water, right? So be careful with that. We are going to do, I've just got some pepper here. I love pepper. So lots and lots of pepper. Okay, just a little bit of salt. I use Himalayan and everything. Spicy pepper melody is like my favorite spice. I spice everything with it, all meats and everything. Adam really likes the Montreal steak spice, but this is where it's at. But it is spicy. It's a spicy pepper melody. So we've got onion powder here. Even though we've got onion, we're still gonna put that in. And we've got garlic powder. And we're gonna put that in. Okie dokie. Now, I have got fresh garlic. Well, it's not fresh, but chopped garlic. I'm gonna put a good spoon of this in here because whenever this is in my fridge, it's going in every meal that I make, period. Ooh, and it is strong. Wow. It smells like those like kosher garlic dill pickles. Oh my God. So good. All right. So that's done now. Now I'm going to do a couple splashes of Worcestershire sauce. I love this shit. That's more than a couple. To your own style, your own liking. We've got 1 egg. This is our binder. Okay. Crack this bitch in. Boom. Done. now I'm gonna put some gloves on. I've got one more ingredient to add, and that is breadcrumbs. Now, anytime I make these burgers, everybody's like, holy shit, that's like an incredible burger. And I'm not just saying that because I made it, and everybody has their own taste palette. But my family and friends love these burgers. Now, I'm just gonna go ahead and just got some Italian style breadcrumbs here. I'm just gonna go ahead and do a dusting, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need more of that. So I'm gonna leave that. I'll try and mix, with one hand to start so I can keep one clean to grab. I hate this part. Oh, the textures. Just fully incorporate everybody, mix it all together. Definitely gonna need more breadcrumb. Almost like a dough. You want fully incorporated, knead it. I'm gonna do just a tad more. Just a little bit more. You don't want them to be too dry, but you don't want them to fall apart. So I'm gonna stop with that with the breadcrumbs. I'm gonna get this fully mixed up and I'll be right back. So just like our dough, when it reaches like the right consistency, it will start to stick together like a ball, okay? And we're going to, I've got a tray here lined with parchment paper, and you're just gonna ball up. I usually end up having to redo them. I go through and obviously all wonky sizes. I suppose I could measure things, but that's something else I have to dirty. So I'm gonna start off building these patties, and I'll be right back. Here's what they look like, all done. I like them doing a little bit bigger because we're gonna barbecue them. We're not gonna make smash burgers. So they will shrink up a bit. So I like them to be able to, but they are pretty decent sized burgers. They're gonna be a mouthful. So I'll bring you guys back when we've cooked one up and we've toasted that bun and we've got it all together in a combo looking fantastic. I can't wait. Burgers are all done. Here's what we're looking like. They look so good. The inside of the bun is hard to see, but that's what they look like. This just came off the barbecue, so I'm scared to bite into it because it's really, really hot, but this is what it looks like. I'm tempted. I'm gonna wait. And yeah, they cooked weird. They did. They cooked weird, and I was worried about them, but I think they're gonna be all right. Adam opted out of toasting his buns, so we'll see how that goes. But overall, success. I hope you guys have a great night. So everybody's eating except for me because I finally plated everybody up. Adam's loving his without it being toasted. He says it's good, and the girls had theirs toasted and they really like it. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a bite in this burger. Yeah, that's good. What the fuck? You can do this too. It's really easy. Stop buying store-bought shit. And with that, I'm gonna leave you. Have a good night.